the Guardian solo unupgraded was a recipe for basically an idle unit and eventually a defeated unit.
Yeah.
He's got his tax together and with the Sergeant upgrade now, so that's what I like to see. Got the Force Commander in there with him.
This Warlock's going to have to book it pretty quickly. Looks like he's just trying to buy time for...
he's just stalling so he can get the grenades on the generator, which looks successful.
Yep.
Both. The remaining generator is down, so Aniketos is going to have almost no power to work with.
Well...
Oh, wow. Triple deployed.
Yeah, so much for that.
But still, I mean, that's 5 generators that Aniketos has built at this point, so, I mean... he's had no meaningful power output, and yet he still spent 500 requisition on generators.
Yeah, but I mean, he's already got 2 tac squads out, fully upgraded with sergeants, and one of them has a missile launcher now.
Right. This tactic of running your Guardians around capping the VPs while you keep the TAC Marines distracted will only work for so long. At some point, you are going to have to actually fight these TAC squads, and
that's not going to be easy.
He's going to need something significant to be able to do that, seeing as though they already have a missile launcher on them. An early Falcon here, well, I guess it's not that early at this point, but a Falcon without shields will drop fairly quickly without substantial micro.
Yeah, I think actually a better choice here would be a Wraith Lord, because we've only got 1 missile out right now. And, I mean, you can pretty much bum rush that squad with a Wraith Lord, tie it up in melee, and cause a lot of damage.
However, we can pretty much expect to see Aniketos counter that with an immediate upgrade to Power Fist.
True.
If he can muster the power, which I'm pretty sure he can now, as his 3 generators still stand. But the Guardians are rushing them once again.
And I think we do actually have a Falcon coming from Bioterra, sticking to the original plan, and interesting, we have the...
Oh, we got the hammer.
We have the hammer. Could this be a prelude to the Bubble Boy?
I don't know. It's always a tough choice for me when I play. Do I want to get the bubble first or get the hammer first? And usually the hammer does it for me against a lot of infantry, which we are seeing right now. But I'm worried that the hammer came late in that now that he's finally got the hammer, he's going to be fighting vehicles.
Yeah. Plus, it's not so useful against ranged armies. I mean, with Orcs and Tyranids, you can pop your Battle Cry special ability and just do the AoE attack over and over and over.
Right. I mean, it made the Force Commander slightly better at kicking the crap out of Guardians, but he was already pretty decent at kicking the crap out of Guardians.
And he's tossing them around like pinballs right now.
Meanwhile, the dual missile attacks take out a generator real quick. However, they did not fire on the Falcon.
Ooh, double nade there on the retreating tax. Doesn't kill anybody.
But it did force him to get the hell out of Dodge, so...
Yeah, I think they were already retreating before that, so...
So the Falcon took absolutely no damage in that fight, so it maintains itself at full health, and the generator that was destroyed is now being rebuilt.
Still, I think Aniketos is doing relatively well. I mean, with 2 missile squads, it's going to be really, really tough for Bioterra to use that Falcon offensively, even if he gets to Tier 3 and gets the shield.
I mean, I've seen 2 missile attacks make quick work of Carnifexes, so anything short of the shield is going to make that Falcon look like it's made out of tinfoil.
Yeah, and we've actually got a 3rd tech squad out right now.
I would almost say it's overkill if you got a missile on that one, however. That's a lot of... I mean, every time you upgrade the missile on attack squad, you're reducing the number of bolters by, 25% if you had as a sergeant, more so without it. So... I'd hold off on upgrading the weapon on that last tac squad unless we see that Bioterra firmly commits to a vehicle-centric strategy.
Yeah, I would assume maybe a plasma gun would be best for it right now. But
those plasma guns drop heavy infantry. It's devastating.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Force Commander's hammer looking to toss around some more Guardians.
Nice, and we are up to Tier 3 from Bioterra. Not quite sure what he's going to do here. He's building something, but I haven't really been paying attention. I'm guessing it's a D-cannon? I mean...
Alright, well, Aniketos decided to go against my advice and get a 3rd missile launcher, so vehicles are not going to be effective.
Not at all, apparently. I mean, yeah, there's the D-cannon. Eldar really are kind of screwed when it comes to countering tac squads, because they lack a sort of heavy infantry unit beyond the hero that can be relied on to do decent damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Banshees didn't die to a stiff breeze, unless they were fortunate and fighting someone who was doomed, really your only option is vehicles, which, as you said, are not going to be helpful right now at all, or artillery.
I think that's what Aniketos sort of picked up on from Game 2, is that he needs something to counter those vehicles, and his lack of tac squads is what did it. So he decided to say, screw it, let's go with 3 missile tacs.
Yeah, but they get forced off pretty quick by that D cannon.
Yeah, he was trying to blow up his infantry to try to lock down that key area of the map here on Seawolf Frontier where you can sort of contest both victory points from the same location. So that's a great spot for the D cannon.
But yeah, that D cannon is causing tons of trouble for Aniketos. And it's worth it to point out, while this has been happening, there's been a lone Guardian squad down south destroying Aniketos' power farm again. And
I've lost count of how many generators he's lost at this point.
I think we're up to like 5.
He had 5, and then he lost 2, so that it should be either 4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah.
So that Falcon is actually full health, full shields, so the missile attacks were completely knocked back by that D cannon and unable to get off any sort of significant amount of missiles.
Yeah. I mean, I would think the best choice right now would be to maybe get an assault squad out. Get something that can jump that D cannon.
Definitely. It can jump the D cannon. It can also use melta bombs to stop the Falcons and make them extremely vulnerable to the missile attacks.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good choice. However, they do cost 550 requisition, so he's going to have to hold off on taking too many casualties from the D cannon because